Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So it's been a long time and I'm back with a flip through of the month of March in my Hobonichi. So let us begin. As always, I'll be going through all of the spreads. If you feel that I'm going too slow, you can always fast forward as required and feel free to ask any questions that you have. So this is my first spread where I track my income, and this is something that I've always been consistent with last year as well as this year. The reason I do this is simply because I do not have a fixed income. It changes every month, the amount that I receive, the source that I receive it from, and of course the date that I receive it from. So what I do here is pretty simple. I highlight in green the day that I have received the amount, and below it I write just the first letter of the source that I received it from, because I have kind of 3 sources that I receive from but not on a regular basis. And of course I write the amount that I received also. It's a lot easier to do this here rather than have to look up online for all of it when I need to see the entire year together. So this is just for my reference. Let's go ahead. This is the index which I use for the daily pages, that is where I journal, or memory journal as such. Now as you can see, in March it's fairly empty because I have not journaled at all, I would say almost, because March was quite a busy month for me. That is why you've not seen any of my videos. We had a lot of work going on over here in the house and a few other things as well. I'll come to that later. So yes, I have not used much of it. It's been largely empty, as can be seen over here. But as of otherwise, I have mentioned before, just because it is blank does not mean that I've not filled that daily page. Sometimes there is nothing really relevant enough to come here in the index as such. Then we can go to the monthly. I have 3 bookmarks in my Hobonichi Cousin, one for the monthly, one for the weekly, and one for the daily. These are the set that I have received from Erin Condren in a surprise box. I love them and I've been using them. I think this is the 2nd year that I've been using them, or the 3rd year? No, 2nd year probably. In any case, they have been going well. Yes, the only issue that I have with them is that they leave a sort of mark on the page even after you remove them. But it's not really a big deal for me, because after some time, once you have removed the bookmark, it is likely to go away. Now coming to the spread, as you can see, there are a number of things over here. Let me go through the main points. So I've covered with washi the days that are not part of this month. Then the circle stickers are for birthdays, anniversaries, important events that is taking place, maybe my periods, church related events. I have a key for all of this at the back of the planner, which I use maybe for 1 or 2 months, but then by now I know what each sticker refers to, so I don't really need to refer to the key. The key is there just because it helps me later, once I'm done with the planner, to be aware of what these stickers mean, because I am likely to forget it after the year has passed, what they were for. Then I also write down random events that take place that are important, as you can see, and I highlight it in a random highlighter color as such. The color does not signify anything, it's just whatever I got in hand. And what I tend to do is, instead of cancelling things on the spread that were meant to be or meant to take place, I just write what was the reason it was cancelled or postponed as such, instead of just removing the existence of it. I feel that is more relevant, because I can see the reason why it was postponed or cancelled, or why I couldn't go for something. Okay, and as you can see, on 19th we had some work going on at home. Then on 27th, yes, we were painting the house as such. It went on for a long while, so we started on Monday, then it went on to April as well. This is something else that I do. When I buy from a stationery shop, I always write down the name of the shop and of course highlight it in green, because that is where I'm spending the money excessively and I'd like to know about that. This was my worst shopping experience this time. Maybe I will go through it in another video. Brief note on that would be that I have not received it. It was their warehouse sale and I have not received a refund either. It has been, I think, a month now since I'm filming this in April, and it is just bad customer service from their side. So very likely I will not purchase from them, even though I'm trying not to be, to speak too much about in social media and cause troubles for them, because right now I think they are going to release their next year's come up with their 2024 planners, and I don't want to cause an issue while that is going on for them. But at the same time, I think I will be boycotting errand content from now on, because this was not a small issue. I am generally very patient when there are issues with orders as such, but this is, I'm not going into that. Anyway, sorry for wasting your time. Coming back to topic. So I have these smaller stickers as well, which are meant for different sorts of bills, and I write down the amount. And at the bottom I have my social media update, which is my subscribers or followers as such. Frankly, I'm not really much on Instagram. I'm just using it for inspiration, that I like to follow others in fact. And another thing that is entirely not there on the spread is the fact that I have not uploaded a single time this month in March, which is really sad. And I'll try to be more regular now in May. Even April is quite disastrous, to be truthful, but that is for another time. Now let's come to the weekly. So initially the weeklies were growing great. As always, I track my water, other habits on the left hand side, and of course I tend to divide my page into 3 parts, which is me time, to do, and events, which is pretty clear. To do is for my daily tasks. Events are events that take place, not that I necessarily attend them, but they were on that day, and I need to be aware of the date and the place and such. The me time includes, this is personal to each, it depends on each person. For me, it is what I'm reading, okay, that day. So how much I'm reading. This is audible, in fact. This is not I think this was audible, yes. So that is what you have here. As you can see over here, it goes a lot more blank, because this is where we were planning for the painting and other repairs to take place at home, so we were quite busy over here. That is why you can see that a lot of it is blank. I do not know how I even use that much, considering these days it was just a mess. That is why you can see that maybe my book looks quite messy, because there was a lot of dust. Our house is just a mess. We have to keep on cleaning it, just so that everything gets done perfectly. Now this is the end of the month of March as far as the weekly is concerned, but let's go ahead to the dailies. So I kept it simple for the dashboard. I tend to write a quote or something that I liked always on the dashboard. It's not really planning for me on the daily section. So this is what I found for March. Sometimes there's nothing to be said, nothing to be done. You just have to let time do what time does, which I feel is very relevant when it comes to different issues. Now let's go on to the daily spreads. As I said earlier when I showed the index, I have not really used the daily spreads much. What I have here is, this is something that I started doing this year. It's new. I'm still not sure about how much I like it, so we have to see whether I'll continue with the system or not. So just for the first 7 daily spreads, I've been dividing this left hand side for certain sections or categories. So there is YouTube, there is Instagram, there is skincare, hair care, then stationery and household. Of course, most of it is empty in March, because as I said, I was not really active in the month of March. These are more, I would say, a sort of wish list, where I just write down, for example, the things that I want in this category, and if I buy them, I tend to put a tick. If I don't buy them, it's a cross. If I don't plan on buying them, if I've lost interest in it, or if I still have interest in it, I will forward it to next month. So that is what has been going, which I kind of like at the moment, because so let's go ahead. It's a lot of empty pages. In fact, there is writing on the next 2, but it is a little personal, so I won't be showing that. These are random sticky notes. I'm just using them to cover up the blank pages. I've got this weird thing this year where I'm trying to do something on the blank pages when there are at least 2 of them at a time. So that is that. Most of it is empty, as you can see. And I know this bothers a lot of people. Weirdly, it does not hurt me as much as I thought it would earlier. I find I'm fine with it. Okay, I know that many people can't tolerate this leaving so many blank pages, so that is there as well. Then let me just take you towards the end. There is one spread that I still use regularly over here, and that is this. Okay, this is sort of my books to read section. As you can see, I have just kept one book for each month. So let's see, in the month of March I read this book. This is really good, and I loved it, so I gave it 5 stars. Then let's see, what I do over here is on the days that I read, I color it in green. Of course, you can see that there are a lot of days that I did not read, but surprisingly, this is March if I'm not mistaken. I did read quite well in March, I would say, compared to the month of Feb where it was empty. So even Jan was not that great. Comparatively, I feel March went really well. Maybe it was because I was listening to the audiobook on Audible as such. So it didn't really need me to pick up a book and make that sort of effort in my messy house. It was a lot easier to just listen to it while I was doing my work. Now that's about it for this flip through, guys. I hope it was not too boring for you. I hope to come up with more exciting videos soon. If you'd like to see any reviews from any new or interesting stationery shops, let me know. I would love to work on that, or anything else that you expect from me. I would love to hear from you. See you all soon. Bye, guys.